Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I'm sure you realize it's something of a risk for any government official to appear in public on income tax day. It's been remarked that there are 3 stages of reaction to a new idea like our tax proposal. First stage is, it's crazy, it'll never work, don't waste my time. The second, it's possible, but it's not worth doing. And finally, I've always said it was a good idea, I'm glad I thought of it. Well, we're rapidly sweeping up on that third stage. I'm going to paraphrase a statement by Admiral Farragut, cleaned up just a little, blast the torpedoes, full speed ahead. For too long, we've lived with a tax system that is a blot, a stain on the shining mantle of our democratic government. We've quietly tolerated a tax code which we know is an outrage, one riddled through with special privileges and inequities that violates our most fundamental American values of justice and fair play. As I said last night, and I bet a lot of you here today would agree with me in its very spirit and substance, our tax system could only be described as un-American. Well, there are 2 things we can do about it. We can either declare April 15th the day of national mourning, or we can change the system. And I don't think Americans can recognize an injustice without trying to change it. We call it America's Tax Plan because it'll mean tax relief for American families, individuals, and businesses. It'll mean less red tape and lower rates for the majority of Americans. It will not be a tax increase. It will not expand the deficit. It will increase incentives to work, save, and invest. And it will mean that American technology can shoot ahead, and it will help America outproduce and outcompete anybody, anywhere in the world. Opportunity is key to the promise of the American dream, but high tax rates have transformed that difficult but rewarding climb up the ladder of success into a bitter and exhausting enslavement on the tax treadmill. And that's all going to change. The tax system must no longer be poverty's accomplice. An American opportunity society begins with an expanding, healthy economy, and that's where our pro-growth initiatives come in. Do the people of Pennsylvania want a tax system that's needlessly complicated and unfair? No. I can hear you, but the walls of that Capitol building are pretty thick. Do the people of Pennsylvania want a tax system that discourages entrepreneurship and puts a lid on innovation? No. Do you want a tax system of, by, and for the tax lawyers? No. You're doing just fine. Or do you want a tax plan that is fairer and simpler, that lowers tax rates for your families, and that gives high tech a boost? Thank you. A few minutes ago, I said that tax reform is a drama with heroes and villains and a damsel in distress. Well, the heroes are the citizens across this country who are asking for tax justice. The villains are the special interests, the I Got Mine gang. And the damsel in distress, well, that's a last-named endless economic growth, and she's tied to the tracks and struggling to break free. What do you say? Will you help us untie her? Thanks. I needed that. Well, thank you, and welcome to the White House. In a moment, I'll be sitting at that desk taking up a pen and signing the most sweeping overhaul of tax code in our nation's history. To all of you here today who've worked so long and hard to see this day come, my thanks and the thanks of a nation go out to you. The journey's been long, and many said we'd never make it to the end. But as usual, the pessimists left one thing out of their calculations: the American people. They haven't made this the freest country and the mightiest economic force on this planet by shrinking from challenges. They never gave up, and after almost 3 years of commitment and hard work, one headline in the Washington Post told the whole story. The impossible became the inevitable, and the dream of America's fair share tax plan became a reality. When I sign this bill into law, America will have the lowest marginal tax rates and the most modern tax code among major industrialized nations, one that encourages risk-taking, innovation, and that old American spirit of enterprise. We'll be refueling the American growth economy with the kind of incentives that helped create record new businesses and nearly 11.7 million jobs in just 46 months. Fair and simpler for most Americans, this is a tax code designed to take us into a future of technological invention and economic achievement, one that will keep America competitive and growing into the 21st century. Thank you very much.